Welcome back to the Fame Street, where the latest drama and hottest gossip never stop. To my loyal viewers, you know we always spill the tea and uncover every secret. And for my new viewers, a special welcome. You've just found the spot where every story is broken down, with no detail left out. If you live for gossip, this is your new go-to place. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss what the Fame Street brings next. A new clip has surfaced online, and it's spreading rapidly across social platforms. What's in that footage has already drawn intense attention from people in entertainment. If authentic, the material could change how the story is viewed. Right now, the recording is a central focus of a growing controversy. The video does not show the comic's usual stage persona. It presents a different presence. In the footage, the performer appears composed while interacting with another person in a private setting. Observers say the clip seems to show money changing hands between them. That exchange is being linked by many to a violent incident involving Reggie Carroll. The possibility of that connection has dramatically increased public scrutiny. Naturally, people are asking whether the recording is genuine or doctored. Claims that the clip might be edited, staged, or manipulated are circulating alongside those who accept it at face value. Because the tape reportedly cuts off, viewers are forced to draw inferences from incomplete context. That ambiguity has stirred both skepticism and outrage online. Calls for verification are growing louder as reactions multiply. The main question is whether the footage indicates direct wrongdoing or something more complicated. Observers are asking why anyone with a public career would risk everything for a dangerous course of action. The situation is messy and raises serious ethical and legal concerns. Given the potential consequences, many say this deserves careful, professional inquiry. Journalists and investigators are being urged to pursue clear answers. Some are calling this one of the most troubling items to surface this year. The clip's release has shifted conversations across Hollywood and social feeds. Viewers keep asking how far a person might go to prevent damaging information from coming out. That concern is driving much of the intense response to the recording. People are closely watching for any follow-up evidence. You may know Katt Williams for his volatile public image and long history of headline-making moments. Over time, his legal troubles and public meltdowns have become part of his public story. Those incidents were often treated as part of his complex persona, rather than evidence of criminal activity. This new recording refocuses attention onto behavior that could have far more serious implications. The difference between past scandals and this event feels significant to many observers. Viewed in the tape, Katt Williams appears calm and deliberate rather than theatrical. The scene shows him handing cash to someone whose face is not clearly visible. Because context is missing, interpretations hinge on small details like posture and setting. Some viewers see a routine financial moment, while others read it as a sinister exchange. That contrast has widened the debate about what the clip actually shows. The man named in connection with these events was reportedly close to Katt and worked on the same tour. He had been part of the Heaven on Earth run that aimed to restore the headliner's profile. People who knew him say his behavior changed sharply in the tour's final weeks. He distanced himself from colleagues and began making private late-night calls. That concerned his friends. Those shifts had been presented as potential signs he planned to speak out. Sources allege he had information about internal affairs that could have been damaging. If released publicly, those claims reportedly involve business arrangements and financial practices tied to the tour. A company linked to the entertainer's brand has been named in discussions about questionable activity. Before he could make any disclosure, however, he was killed, which has intensified suspicions. That sequence of events now sits at the heart of ongoing speculation. For weeks, whispers about opaque deals and odd financial behavior circulated without concrete proof. Many dismiss such talk as rumor or as part of the performer's larger-than-life image. The recently surfaced recording is the first piece of visual material some see as connecting the entertainer to those long-standing whispers. Because the footage ends suddenly, it does not show what followed the transaction. Skeptics insist more corroboration is essential before reaching conclusions. Notably, Katt Williams has not issued a detailed public response that addresses the specific contents of the clip. His silence or limited statements has only intensified discussion among supporters and critics. Fans defending him argue the footage must be fabricated or taken out of context. Critics, on the other hand, see the lack of clear denial as problematic and demand official scrutiny. That split reaction has made the online debate highly polarized. Experts warn that viral video alone cannot establish criminal responsibility without corroborating evidence. Legal professionals emphasize the need for chain of custody verification and witness testimony before accepting a clip as proof. Media ethicists also urge caution about rush judgment when social posts spread unverified claims. Responsible reporting requires context, confirmation, and careful handling of sensitive allegations. Until those steps happen, definitive statements about guilt remain premature. Even so, the clip has prompted many to revisit earlier controversies involving the entertainer. Past legal skirmishes and emotional breakdowns are being re-examined for possible relevance. If connections between prior incidents and current claims exist, investigators might have to broaden their inquiry. That prospect has led to renewed interest in business records and partner relationships. People are watching how formal inquiries, if any, will proceed. Journalists are now seeking witnesses, documents, and any additional footage that could clarify the situation. There are increasing demands for transparency around the tour's finances and the business entities involved. At the same time, social platforms remain full of heated discussion and speculation without verified facts. The conversation has shifted from gossip to a matter many view as a potential criminal concern. What happens next will depend on what independent confirmation emerges. For now, the recording has already altered public perception and intensified calls for answers. Determining the truth will require more than a single viral clip and emotional reactions on social media. Authorities, reporters, and legal experts must verify the material, establish context, and collect corroborating evidence. Until such verification occurs, claims about responsibility and motive must stay tentative. The matter remains open while people await clear proof and official statements. Some observers believe the footage is a deliberate attempt to ruin reputations, while others treat it as critical evidence demanding immediate review. Both positions reflect broader mistrust in online media and the speed at which rumors spread. What is undeniable is that the clip forced the issue into public view and increased demand for verification. The next step should prioritize transparent fact-finding and careful reporting to protect truth. In due process, some people claim Katt Williams has no connection to the situation, dismissing it as another round of Hollywood drama. Others, however, who have followed his career more critically, see this video as a breaking point. They argue his past isn't just about poor decisions, but reflects a consistent pattern that has been unfolding for years. For them, this is a point where everything begins to collapse. The footage is already dividing the public into two sides. On one side, there are Katt's dedicated supporters who refuse to believe their favorite comedian could be linked to anything this dark. On the other, skeptics insist his unpredictable behavior has always been a cover for something deeper. No matter which side you fall on, one thing is undeniable: the truth is surfacing, and it could change everything. The real question is how far Katt will go to keep his secrets from being revealed. What comes next may alter everything you thought you knew about him. And the death of Reggie Carroll. The earlier clip showing Katt allegedly handing money to a mysterious figure is only the beginning. What follows takes the story into even more disturbing territory. To understand what's really happening, we need to look at his background, his hidden dealings, and the people around him. This isn't just a comedian tangled in a scandal. It points to a web of influence that stretches far beyond entertainment. Katt has always been Hollywood's unpredictable wild card, bold, outspoken, and controversial. He has taken aim at celebrities and entire industries, earning a reputation for chaos. But now, it seems that chaos wasn't just part of his stage persona. It may have been tied to something much darker. That brings us to Onyx Owl LLC, the company now at the center of the storm. Katt promoted Onyx Owl as the foundation of his comedy empire, a brand that would lift him above drama and criticism. But evidence suggests it wasn't just about comedy. Investigators say it involved power, control, and huge sums of money. Reports from inside his circle indicate that funds were being funneled offshore, with payoffs made to silence people. The company may even have been used to mask illegal operations. Reggie Carroll, once Katt's close friend and tour partner, had started to ask the wrong questions. Sources claim he uncovered information that could have destroyed the entire setup. He was on the edge of exposing financial schemes, hidden deals, and even possible ties to organized crime. But Reggie's battle wasn't only with Katt's empire. He was also up against forces much more dangerous. A former associate says Reggie had been marked long before his death. He began receiving threatening messages from unknown sources, warning him to stop digging. The deeper he investigated, the riskier things became. He was getting too close to secrets that powerful people wanted hidden. That pressure only grew as he continued searching for answers. One of the most startling claims came from a whistleblower, who said they had worked with Katt's team for years. According to this insider, Katt wasn't only tied to shady financial moves, but also to a system of payoffs that kept people silent. Reggie stumbled across something he was never meant to uncover. The idea that Katt, who mocked Hollywood elites for years, could be part of a hidden network is unsettling. And in the end, Reggie may have paid the price for uncovering too much. It's easy to think this sounds like a fictional script, not reality. But every layer uncovered points to something bigger. Leaked financial records suggest transactions linking Katt's company to questionable sources. The further this investigation goes, the more pieces fall into place. And with each revelation, the picture becomes harder to dismiss. Katt's company, Onyx LLC, has been linked to shadowy figures in the entertainment world. Reports claim massive sums of money were transferred shortly before Reggie's death. These weren't normal performance payments, but hush money meant to silence someone who knew too much. The footage we've seen is only the start of the revelations. The claim that Katt paid for Reggie's murder is already a bombshell. But it doesn't stop there, because a second video has surfaced and it's even more damaging. In this recording, Katt is seen in a private conversation with someone tied to illegal activities. Their discussion isn't limited to money, it focuses on silencing Reggie permanently. The aim was to ensure his voice never reached the public. The release of this video set the internet on fire. People across the world are scrambling to make sense of it all. Katt's loyal fans insist it's a setup, refusing to believe he could be involved in something so dark. Skeptics, however, point to the mounting evidence and say denial is no longer possible. The situation has grown into Hollywood's biggest scandal, far beyond a simple feud. At stake is an empire built on secrecy and fear. Social media has amplified the chaos to another level. Hashtags like #CATCOTT and #JusticeForReggie are trending everywhere. Supporters, critics, and curious onlookers are debating nonstop, each group convinced of its version of the truth. The nonstop chatter has only raised more questions about what really happened. The chaos feels raw, unfiltered, and impossible to contain. But this story isn't only about Katt Williams, it's about the system that let him thrive unchecked. Behind him stands a network of enablers who allowed his reckless lifestyle to continue. These people ensured corruption and misconduct stayed buried for years. The scandal now exposes connections beyond Hollywood, stretching into criminal networks. That hidden web is finally being dragged into the light, with so much uncovered. The big question is what comes next. Investigators warn that more leaked footage and whistleblower testimony are on the horizon. The FBI has already opened a case, and Katt's carefully built world is beginning to crumble. Yet, this story is far from over. The truth is out there, and the world is watching closely. So far, we've unraveled the tragic story of Reggie Carroll, the videos, and Katt's possible involvement. Now, the fallout is taking center stage. His career is collapsing, his reputation lies in ruins, and the empire he worked for is breaking apart. But the scandal is bigger than one man's downfall. It points to a system that has protected powerful figures for far too long. The leaked videos forced a massive shift in public opinion. Devoted fans are split, with some still defending him while others admit the evidence looks undeniable. Every new detail makes denial harder to maintain. Hollywood is rushing into damage control as the story spreads. And still, deeper questions about hidden conspiracies are emerging. The FBI is digging into more than just a possible murder case. Sources suggest investigators are also looking at racketeering, laundering, and blackmail. If true, Katt's actions may have been part of something far larger than anyone expected. Officials haven't confirmed their findings, but one fact stands out. Katt is no longer the only figure being investigated. Onyx LLC, once promoted as a comedy empire, is now being exposed for darker dealings. Reports connect the company to bribes, offshore accounts, and financial corruption. Investigators believe this operation may have been at the heart of the conflict with Reggie. The company is now under intense scrutiny as evidence piles up. And with every revelation, the picture grows darker. Then came another leak: audio recordings that stunned the public. In one, Katt can be heard speaking about taking care of a problem. The man he speaks to is identified as his bodyguard, Katt Williams, who admitted to killing Reggie. What shook people most was Katt's calm tone during the exchange. It left many wondering if he orchestrated the entire plan. These recordings have sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Some of the industry's biggest names are now rumored to have ties to Katt's hidden dealings. Whispers suggest he had protection from powerful insiders who kept his secret safe. Now that evidence is surfacing, those same figures may be dragged down with him. What once looked like one-man scandal is now becoming a wider collapse. The public reaction has only intensified as these revelations spread. Social media is buzzing with theories, debates, and demands for justice. Hashtags like #JusticeForReggie and #HollywoodSecrets dominate conversations worldwide. Audiences are outraged yet fascinated, hungry for more information. The scandal is no longer confined to Katt. It has shaken trust in the entire industry. Meanwhile, Katt's professional life is imploding. Sponsors have cut ties, Netflix has reportedly shelved his upcoming special, and brand deals have vanished. Even close friends are backing away, offering vague statements without real support. His publicist has left, his manager is silent, and his team appears to be scattering. The image of Hollywood's chaos maker has now turned into that of a villain. All of this raises questions about what lies ahead for Katt Williams. Could prison time be a real possibility? The answer depends on what investigators uncover in the weeks ahead. But between the FBI probe, public backlash, and the flood of leaks, his future looks bleak. What once was a career built on controversy may now end in complete downfall. It looks like Katt Williams' career has reached its breaking point. The scandals, the leaked videos, and the audio recordings have left little room for recovery. His reputation is no longer about comedy or chaos, but about allegations of corruption and violence. Even loyal fans who once defended him are now questioning everything. The possibility of a comeback seems more distant with each passing day. But what about those who stood beside him for years, helping him navigate controversy after controversy? Managers, business partners, and associates may now face scrutiny as the investigation deepens. The closer authorities look, the more influential names begin to surface. This isn't just about one comedian losing control. It's about a network that enabled him. The fallout threatens to drag others down with him. Reggie Carroll's death might only be the starting point of a much larger scandal. If Katt concealed this much, then it's fair to ask what else has been buried. Whispers of hidden crimes and secret dealings continue to emerge with every leak. The evidence, financial records, recordings, and videos keeps expanding the narrative. Each revelation makes the case more complicated and far-reaching. Now it's time to turn the question to you, the viewers. Do you believe Katt Williams truly orchestrated Reggie Carroll's murder? Or do you think he's simply being used in a larger conspiracy? What do you think Hollywood will do, cover it up again, or finally let the truth out? Share your thoughts in the comments because this debate is only beginning. If you think the truth is finally surfacing, hit that like button and subscribe for more. We'll be here to follow the story wherever it goes, exposing every new piece of evidence. This is far from the end, and the fallout is just getting started. Stay tuned because the next chapter is right around the corner. The public deserves answers, and we'll keep digging until they come to light. That wraps up today's scoop on the Fame Street. If you like this breakdown, make sure to hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe so you never miss the latest gossip. Stay tuned for more exclusive updates, juicy stories, and behind-the-scenes drama you won't want to miss.